Who do you think is the best actor to portray the Hulk? Eric Bana, Edward Norton, and Mark Ruffalo. I didn't like Mark Ruffalo at all. I thought he sucked. Uh, Eric Bana, I always thought he did okay. But I would say Edward Norton I thought was the best. Are you a fan of watching movies that came out before the 70s and 60s? It's not stuff I seek out. I mean, I'd be willing to, but I'm not. I'm more of an 80s, 90s type of guy, to be honest. But again, there's stuff in the 70s I like. What are your thoughts on 2013 film The Butler? I mean, that's with Forrest Whitaker. I haven't seen it, so couldn't tell much about it. What is your favorite and least favorite Natalie Portman film? Natalie Portman. My favorite is actually probably Your Highness, which a lot of people hate. It's a comedy with James Franco and uh, Danny McBride. I think even James Franco was talking shit about it, but I like Your Highness. I think it was a funny movie. I really enjoyed Your Highness. Least favorite, probably the Star Wars prequels. What what are you looking forward to more? Batman vs Superman or Star Wars Episode 7? Can I vote for neither? I'm not looking forward to neither. I mean, if I had to pick, I'd put the Batman Superman because I want to see Ben Affleck as Batman. I want to see how he pulls it off because I'm a Ben Affleck fan. Because Ben Affleck was the bomb in Phantom Jill. So I guess that one, but not really looking forward to either. Thanks for the questions. Next up is Howard Jones. Hey Matt, how are you doing? Got 6 questions for you. Your channel is awesome. Well, thank you. What type of music do you like? I like Eminem, Slipknot, and Rob Zombie. I listen to a lot of soundtracks, like from the 80s and 90s, like Rocky Four and a lot of movie soundtracks. But also I like AC/DC. You know, I like some of Rob Zombie stuff. I like some of can't remember the band now. Really enough is like a lot. Like okay, I like one song this guy did. I like 2 songs this guy did. I like one song this guy did. Like 3 or 4 songs that Limp Bizkit did, or I like 3 songs that Stabbing Westward did, and then I like 2 songs that this guy did. I mean, if I had a favorite, it'd be AC/DC because a lot of their stuff I like. Do you think the state of Hollywood is going downhill from what it once was? What I mean is lack of originality and remake or remakes which are not needed. Yeah, I think it's been going downhill for a while. I mean, the Sci-Fi Channel shit, the shaky cam shit, the special effect CGI heavy fake shit, and then the pretentious shit. Let's have superhero movies without superheroes anymore. Let's have action movies with no action anymore. It's like, God forbid you have an action within your action movie that you can actually see as well. God forbid. Because that stuff is cheesy. So yeah, I think it's been going downhill for a long time, especially today. What if Do you think any horror films should be remade from the 80s or early 90s? If they suck. I mean, I think I get this question a bit, like what films I would see remakes to, and it's not a lot. I mean, Carnosaur, because I think Carnosaur sucks. But okay, dinosaurs somehow get into this small town, and you have the government fucking with stuff too. Like that had like a black guy as a sheriff. Let him be the hero of the movie. Let him be the lead of the movie. The black guy, the sheriff. Let him be the hero of the movie. Don't have a shitty ending where everyone dies and Alfred E. Newman is staring at me laughing his ass off at the end of the movie. Practical dinosaurs getting fucked with by shotguns and machine guns. I like to see that in a movie. So like Carnosaur. I mentioned that Tombs of the Blind Dead. That was done right. But I don't know, just I can't really think of a lot of horror films from that time period. I'm sure there are, but just not off the top of my head. Do you like the horror film Mama that came out this year? One of my faves. What are your thoughts on the film? I haven't seen the film, so unfortunately can't say much. What are your favorite films so far this year? Gravity is my favorite. Also, World War Z would be up there. Um, hmm. I'd have to think about it and go over a list of the movies, but I know Gravity and World War Z would be up there. Um, The Last Stand I enjoyed. White House Down Olympus Has Fallen. I had fun with those movies. Pain and Gain I actually liked, surprisingly enough. But I know Gravity and World War Z are definitely my two favorites. What films are you looking forward to come out soon? Thanks for taking the time to answer my questions. Well, thank you. Like I said, there's no films I'm looking forward to. I mean, maybe Fast 7. But other than that, there's not much films to look forward to be honest. At least for me. Glenn Beresford. Sorry if I said the name wrong. I'd love for the Unnameable 1 and 2 to come to Blu-ray. What would be your horror choice for Blu-ray and why? Thanks, man. Keep up the good work. Yeah, Unnameable is a good choice. I really enjoy the Unnameable. That hasn't even gotten a DVD release, let alone a Blu-ray. Unnameable would be a good choice. For me, Leviathan, which you can't see because it's too dark, Leviathan, because it's one of my favorites, my personal favorites, and it's on Blu-ray overseas, but not in the U.S., and I love to have a Blu-ray release with features. If I could, some of these other films can get features, why not Leviathan? I think Leviathan's better than some of these movies that gets features. So that would be it. The Blob from 1988 as well. Because I think that's an underrated movie. I mean, The Thing and The Fly have good special editions. Why not The Blob? I don't know, you mentioned Blu-ray, but... And not from that stupid fucking Twilight Films where the fuck, which only limited number of copies and nothing on them. The original Fright Night probably has a Blu-ray. I think it does have a Blu-ray with nothing on it, so I can't use that. So I keep thinking special editions he's asking for Blu-rays. But yeah, Leviathan and stuff. Slayer Darth asks, I recently discovered your channel because I was looking for reviews of License to Kill. Since your reviews seem to favor License to Kill, I subscribe to your channel. Haven't seen all your reviews, but I try to watch as many as I can. Without further ado, here are my questions. Please bear in mind that most of these are film related. Well, yeah, that's no problem. What is the weirdest film you've ever had the privilege to watch? Be Meet the Feebles. Peter Jackson directed it. Think of the Muppets but on acid. It's all done with puppets. There's sex, drugs, rock and roll, more violence, gore. A puppet hippo who's bulimic, shoots the shit out of everybody at the end. Look up Meet the Feebles. You'll know what I'm talking about. 2. Who are your favorite professional film critics? For me, it has to be people like the late great Roger Ebert and Mark Kermode of the BBC. Honestly, for me, it'd be stuff like Joe Bob Briggs. Joe Bob Briggs, really big fan of his, from whether it be TNT's Monster Vision and so on and so forth. Now, Roger Ebert I like. I disagree with a lot of his stuff, but I like. What is your favorite genre of film? For me, it would have to be film noir. Probably action and horror would be my two favorites. 4. What would you say is your most underrated film? By this, I mean a film that you really like, but feel as though it deserves more recognition than it currently has. I can't pick one, but I'll pick five. Cobra with Stallone, Hard Tartar with Van Damme, Leviathan, The Blob from 1988, and Predator 2. Those would be the five I would pick, at least top from my head. I know you said one, but I can only pick. Had to pick for the five. Who's your favorite Bond actor? For me, it's Timothy Dalton because I strongly believe that his portrayal of the character was the closest to Ian Fleming's vision. I might say Timothy Dalton, but I also like Daniel Craig as well. I don't think Daniel Craig's as bad as some people said. I don't know. It's hard to pick a favorite Bond. I probably did it when I reviewed the James Bond films. I forgot what I said. I like all, well, other than the guy who did the one Bond film. But I don't mind Roger Moore. I like Sean Connery. But I also like Timothy Dalton. I don't think I have a favorite. Because I think each one brings their own sort of unique thing to it. So I don't think I can pick a favorite Bond actor. Part of me was going to say Daniel Craig, but again, I like Timothy Dalton. So it's hard for me to pick a favorite Bond actor. So what's your favorite foreign language film? For me, most of my favorite foreign films are French. It would either be La Samouraï, film you should consider doing a review on, or John de Florette. Foreign language films, probably stuff from Asia. Bruce Lee film, well, Hard Boiled with John Woo, The Raid, aka The Raid Redemption. Those would be some of my favorite foreign language films. Stuff with Jackie Chan, like Police Story, Super Cop, stuff like that. What is your current situation at the moment? Are you in work, college, etc.? At work, I'm doing fine, is where I'm at. I don't really give that information out because last time for example, last time I told people where I worked, then there's a couple of people online who they use that against you. So if you say you're at college, trolls will use that against you. If you say where you worked at or so on and so forth, they use that against you. That's why I don't really, even that I think is sort of personal information. Nothing against you asking it. It's just, trolls will take whatever you say from your personal life and use it against you. So I don't really give that much out. What is your opinion on the government shutdown? I live in the UK and so do not know as much about the situation as those from the US might do. There was a government shutdown? Basically, people who are fucking around and seems like they're more worried about their own ass than the people. But hey, what do I know? What is your favorite book to film adaptation? For me, it's To Kill a Mockingbird. Book to film adaptation would probably be stuff like Maximum Overdrive and Stephen King's Graveyard Shift and the Stephen King movies. One of my favorite YouTube film reviewers, Chris Stubman, mentioned that the last Blockbuster store closed down in the U.S. Did you ever use video rental stores when you were younger? And if so, what were your memories of video rental stores? Thanks for hearing me out and keep strong, Slayer Darth. Well, thank you. I actually worked at a video store for a while called Mr. Movies. And worked there for quite a few years until it closed down. And it was fun. It was a fun time. It was a fun stuff. It was a fun time. It was a fun stuff. But thing with video stores, it was more like grew up sort of like renting videos at the gas station or a convenience store when I was a kid. And it was nice because it was nice, to be out there and somewhere physical, looking at physical movies and choosing which one. But unfortunately, because of the way of digital, it makes sense. It sucks, but it's like people don't want to go out, waste their gasoline to go to a video store, rent something that might be scratched up or might be broken, or the worker doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, because I have coworkers who are fucking idiots at times. And then people get home, then they get pissed, then they come back, then they don't want to come back, and it's like, fuck yeah, I'll watch it on my computer. And it's like, it's kind of hard to blame people, you know? But I liked it because I liked being there. I liked the physical interaction. But hell, even for buying movies, let alone renting, there's very few places around here. I mean, there's Walmart, there's a place called Stuff Etc., there's a pawn shop. It's pretty much it. And great, I can find cheaper stuff on, I mean, like someone said, if you rent a movie, you can probably find it online to buy it for cheaper. And it's true, I can find a lot of movies online to buy for $2, $3 if they're old enough, with shipping. But, I like the physical experience. But, it's just, unfortunately, it's the way it is with the digital. People don't want to go out physically, rent a movie for $3 when you can buy that for the same price and own it online without leaving your home. It's just how it is. God, I'm over an hour in. I'm not even done with the PMs. I haven't gone to the. Oh my God. Sorry if I want to go quick on some of these questions. It's nothing against the people asking questions, but it's an hour and 20 minutes. I haven't gotten to I've only gotten to halfway through the PMs. I haven't even gotten to the over 100 comments on the actual video. So if I don't, it's going to be a 6-hour video. So I do apologize. Freddy3911 asks, what's your least favorite movie or least favorite movies directed by John Carpenter? I don't know if you mean my least favorite and then my most favorite. Did you say, what is your least favorite movie or least favorite movies? I guess just one or more than one. John Carpenter would be The Ward and Memoirs of Invisible Man. Wes Craven would be My Soul to Take, Hills of Ice, and his Hills of Ice 2. George Romero will be Survival of the Dead, Diary of the Dead. Mick Garris would be Thinner. No, he didn't do Thinner. He did, what the hell would it be for Mick Garris? The Shining miniseries, which he did. I believe he did. Joe Dante, that movie did The Hole. Did not care for The Hole. Larry Cohen, The Worst. I haven't really seen a film of Larry Cohen that I really disliked because I haven't seen like the It's Alive films and stuff. I guess God told me to. Like that's one, like someone mentioned remake. That's one, if someone remade God Told Me To. I thought it was an interesting idea, but I thought the climax was pretty anticlimactic and wasn't that effective. To see effects weren't there. Toby Hooper, stuff like Mortuary would be his worst, and David Cronenberg, Cosmopolis would be his worst. Joel Schumacher, Batman and Robin, Tom Holland, Thinner, Tim Burton. Oh, you want me to ask why too? John Carpenter's The Ward, it just didn't feel like a John Carpenter film. It really didn't feel like a John Carpenter film at all. I don't know why for these movies. It's my fault. Why? The Ward just didn't feel like a John Carpenter film. He didn't do the music for it. If someone else had directed The Ward, I would have believed it. Wes Craven, My Soul to Take, I did a rant on it. You look up why I didn't like that one. Hills of Ice Part 2 that Wes Craven did, a dog has a fucking flashback from his point of view. George Romero, I did rant on Diary of the Dead. You can look that up. Survival of the Dead, I already mentioned that. Mick Garris, the miniseries of The Shining. It was I know it's more like the novel, but I'm sorry, it was too long and too boring. There's a reason why Kubrick changed shit, like the fucking hedge animals coming to life. Because it was a stupid idea. Joe Dante, The Hole. I think I did a review rant on The Hole. Larry Cohen, God Told Me To, like I said. I thought the ending was anticlimactic. I thought the effects didn't work. Tobe Hooper, Mortuary. I just remember that being a very forgettable, shitty straight-to-DVD movie. Cosmopolis, I did a rant on it. Batman Robin, I did a rant on that movie. Tom Holland, Thinner, there's no likable characters. There's no one I gave a shit about in Thinner. I wanted everyone to die in that movie. And pretty much everyone did. Tim Burton, Planet of the Apes, because Marty Mark, I don't buy him in that role. I thought he was totally out of place. The ending was like good makeup. That's pretty much it. Can your fan base expect a marathon of the Superman films sometime? I'm not asking for right away. I mean in the future. Maybe one day, but again, it just depends. One day. What do you find underrated about Brad Dourif? He's just a good actor. Of course, they always put him as the bad guy, but it's very rare that they put him. Like, how many times do you say he was a good guy lead? Not very much, but he could take a small part like The Exterminator and Graveyard Shift and make it its own and really deliver that dialogue and give it intensity to it, which was really cool. Is there a movie or movies that you would prefer not to see get remade? To me, it's They Live. What's the point of remaking it if the glasses aren't included in it? I'm just tired of seeing any remakes in general, so I'd say all of them. Have you ever seen David Cronenberg's first horror film, Shivers? It's a movie that James Gunn said was one of the many to inspire Slither. Never seen Shivers. Have you ever done a series on YouTube called Reaction Review? It's done by a very funny guy. Oh, have you ever seen a series called Reaction Review? It's done by a very funny guy named Imre Prevost. I find it a bit humorous. I don't know if others find it funny. Never seen that. Sorry, don't know who Imre Prevost. Never seen it. This was a comment, not a question. I still would like you to read this. Not sure why you want me to read this. Wanted to apologize for sounding forceful about the reaction video to my movie trailer. It's not trying to sound that way at all. I asked you because you're a critic that people listen to, including myself. Plus, I wanted to post some quotes on the poster for my movie. It was one of those things where he's doing a documentary on this family that he knows, their kid died. And he wanted to see if I could do like videos for it. And I'm like, well, that's not really my channel. I review movies like Cobra. I review movies like horror movies, action movies. I don't really, not passion projects about a kid who died and real life kid who died and their family is sad and what am I going to say about it? I don't know the family. I don't know anything about the kid. I never heard of it before. It's obviously your passion project, so you're the one who should go out and you have no need to apologize. You have nothing to apologize for. It's just not a type of thing I really. This don't sound mean. It's not really something I'm interested in. It's not something I would ever watch and see. It's not the kind of stuff I watch. I don't watch those type of documentaries. If I watch documentaries, it's documentaries on movies. It's documentaries on films. Those are the type of documentaries, though. Well, here's this kid who I don't know in this town. He really died, and this is his family. That's not something I would watch. And I understand making it for that town and that family, but it's not something I would ever be interested in watching. And I know that sounds mean, but it's not really not for me, pretty much. But yeah, you have nothing to apologize for. So, because when he first asked me, I thought it was he said a documentary, and I thought, oh, he's finally doing, because he mentioned long ago he was doing a documentary on the Blob from 1988. So I thought that's what it was, but that wasn't the case at all. So it's not what I thought it was. But I definitely wish him luck on it. GVM217 asks, I have two questions for you. You're watching TV and all of a sudden a magical wizard appears and he says, I have three choices for you. You get to continue to live your life the way it is. None of this happened, and tomorrow is another day that continues like the day before. You live the rest of your life normal, and whatever happens simply happens in the act of natural occurrence. 2. You have full credit for making world peace happen. You are a true hero of the planet Earth. You're the man. Everyone's at peace, pure joy and happiness. Because of you, the world flourishes. Also, you cured the world of all diseases known to man. 3. You did a time machine. Now think carefully. Would you want to just live a normal life? If you picked option 3, well, you can't take anyone with you, period. You have to go by yourself every single time you time travel. There's no DeLorean. Your time machine is the old 3-button controller for the original Genesis. Also, the wizard will always stop you if you try to travel with cures for stuff. From getting your hands on an almanac, it will stop you from saving lives should you choose number 3, which means no grassy knoll heroes. Well, then I guess part 2. I mean, why not the second one? People being happy, curing diseases. Why not part 2? Fuck time travel. If part 2, that's, people are happy and no disease, I'd pick part 2. Why not? My second question, would you wipe out the lion tiger to bring back a T-Rex, Triceratops, and a raptor? 2 of each for breeding purposes, of course. No. Because I like lions and tigers, and, wiping up one species for another, to me, it's pretty useless. Like, wipe up the lion and tiger would be shitty. And we don't need T-Rexes and raptors, so they can kill us. Eat our ass. Because a T-Rex, he's going to escape somehow. A raptor, they're going to sneak through and kill someone and wear their skin and fly over here or some shit. That would be a movie. But, nah, I wouldn't do that. Thank you, good sir. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. Antlion Alpha has about 6 questions. 1. Can you still thoroughly enjoy a movie if it has bad sci-fi channel-ish CGI, but has a good story, acting, etc.? Yeah. Deep Blue Sea. I really enjoyed Deep Blue Sea, but the effects aren't great. CGI doesn't hold up. The sharks. Some of the stuff with the real, animatronic sharks work, but the CGI sharks look pretty bad. But I still love Deep Blue Sea. Deep Rising, the CGI isn't the best, but I still really enjoy Deep Rising, because I think that's a fun movie. And I did a review for Deep Rising. So yeah, I can do that. Has a movie ever made you cry? Not really cry. I will admit I teared up at 127 Hours. I did tear up on that one. How many movies in IMDb's top 250 would you say don't deserve to be there? I looked at that list and I'm alright with the list. I mean, Shawshank Redemption, I think, is number 1. I really enjoy the Shawshank Redemption. It's nice that Gravity is on there. It's nice that Seven is on there. Raiders of the Lost Ark is on there. The original Star Wars films. Aliens. There's some I disagree with, like The Dark Knight Rises, but... And even ones there's ones I haven't seen that I can understand because I respect them. So I'm fine with the Liz. Number 4, have you ever changed your mind on a movie you rant on and realized you actually kind of like it? There's been movies I used to not like, but I liked a bit more, like Soldier with Kurt Russell. I like that film a bit more nowadays. Also, Jurassic Park 3. Back in the day, I liked Part 2 more than Part 3, but now I actually like Jurassic Park 3, and I don't like Part 2, The Lost World, so... How would you compare and contrast your taste in film with that of Brad Jones, the cinema snob? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he likes Van Damme. I like Van Damme. He likes Stallone. I like Stallone. He likes Predator 2. I like Predator 2. But I know he doesn't like Volcano, and I like Volcano. He doesn't like Jeff Speakman. I like Jeff Speakman. I don't know. I mean, I think his is more. I don't know. I really don't. That would be. I can't think of it really, to be honest. I think everyone has a different type of taste. He hated Only God Forgives, and so did I. So I don't know. I really don't. A lot of times I see his stuff as more like the cinema style, and he's doing a character. And if he's reviewing a newer movie, it's mainly, again, a newer film. So I don't know. In your Sasquatch Mountain review, you said you didn't really care for the film, but the score is one of the best film scores I've ever heard. Do you remember liking it? To be honest, I don't even remember the music at all in that movie. I really don't. I really don't. I've never. I don't. Yeah, I don't remember the score at all. To be honest, sorry about that. But thank you for the questions. Jack Craven asks, back in the past, I already did send you a couple messages in which I asked you some questions, but since you already decided to do a Q&A, why not ask a couple more? You can skip some questions if you wanted to. No, I don't have to skip them. If you ever watched it, what was your opinion about a movie called Runaway Train from 1985? I myself had watched for the first time just recently. I thought it was a great underrated movie with good cast and really powerful and sad ending. Runaway Train I saw once, but I don't remember too much about it, so I couldn't really say much. Which of these two villains from two Seagal films do you think is better one and why? Screwface from Out for Death or Richie from Out for Justice? I say Richie from Out for Justice is. I thought William Forsythe was more entertaining. I mean, I like Screwface from Out for Death. Um, I don't know, Richie for Out for Justice. I don't know, William Forsythe was just a bit more entertaining to watch, but Screwface, I don't really know why. Because it's William Forsythe. Which rare versions, alternate versions, word prints, etc. of which movies do you have? I have the Hard Target NC-17 word print. And I have the Punisher with Dolph Lundgren. That word print. Hmm. Rare versions. That's the word rare. Ones that are rare. Really, those are probably the only two rare ones I have. The Hard Target word print and the Punisher Dolph Lundgren word print. Just really, those would be the only two ones I have that are, rare. I mean, there's ones I would love to see. I mean, Oh, I think this leads to the next question. From the movies you like, which ones would you say is most heavily cut or fucked over by studios, MPA, and such? Well, hearing about Cobra, that one. Um, Although I think Stallone had a hand in that too, which pisses me off. Cobra, Hard Target, Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood. Oh, I have that too. I have a DVD R of Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, which it's pretty much the film, but then they put in all the deleted kills in there. So it's like you're watching the film like normal film, and then from time to time they put in the deleted footage in there, which I thought that was cool. So that too I have. It's the closest to an uncut version that we'll have. What movie scene you consider to be the saddest, the scariest, the most shocking, or the best? I don't think I can answer that. Because I don't really see, I can't think of stuff that's the saddest, the scariest, the most shocking, the best. I really can't think on those terms because there's just too, I've seen so many movies. Literally, I've probably seen thousands of movies, and I just can't think of, I really couldn't answer that question. Since you first started with your reviews, did any movie persons like actors, screenwriters, and such leave messages of any kind in your videos? Not much positive. um, Not much positive stuff. Let's see. Some positive stuff. The director of Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White left a comment on my review. That's still up. Let's see. God, how could I forget his name? The star of No Retreat, No Surrender 2. And King of the Kickboxers. Can't believe I forgot his name. God, how could I forget his name? Lauren Avedon, who starred No Retreat, No Surrender 2 and King of the Kickboxers. He left a nice comment on my King of the Kickboxers review. Someone who said they knew the writer of Halloween 4, he left a nice comment on my Halloween, I think it was the Halloween 4 review. I mean, negative stuff. The director of that 9/11 movie with zombies, he was pissed off at me. Apparently the director of some shitty Jeff Speakman films, like the one with the fucking Worth Teeter, I think was the director's name, Purple People Ear. He was pissed because I thought his movies were shit, and I said his movies were shit, and he got pissed about it. The guy who said he was the writer of the Thing prequel, like months and months before the film came out, and I was talking shit. They wrote this long diatribe saying, I'm the writer, but I mean, who's to say they were the writer, but I would love to think it was. I would love that. I really would. So, enjoy the movies, good luck in life, and don't let the bastards get you down. Oh, thank you for that. From Lane 618. Since you didn't like Escape Plan, do you think Stallone and Schwarzenegger have reached the end of their road in their careers? As much as I like them, I think they're going to have to face the fact that their time is pretty much past. They're getting too old to do much of anything. Sad to say, I do. I mean, Schwarzenegger, I'm going to give a little bit more chance because I like The Last Stand. He was decent in Escape Plan. It wasn't like it was his fault for Escape Plan. But Stallone, yeah, I'm getting to the point with Stallone. Do better, retire. I hate saying that because Expendables 2 I still think sucks. Bullet to Head sucked. Escape Plan sucked. Grudge Match looks like shit. Expendables 3 I think is going to be mediocre at best. I can't count on Sly anymore. I'm sorry, I can't count on him. Really can't. How pissed were you when I informed you that during the making of Halloween, Curse of Michael Myers, Joe Chappelle treated Donald Pleasence like crap and cut out a lot of his scenes because he thought he was a boring actor? Well, who the fuck is Joe Chappelle to say that? You're not even from the fucking Chappelle show, motherfucker. You made Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. You had Paul Rudd scare Michael Myers with magic stones. Magic stones! Magic stones. Joe Chappelle. Yeah, I bet you've directed any movies lately. No! 'Cause you suck! Fuck you, Joe Chappelle. If you were here, I'd kick you in the balls. If you had any. Do you think in some ways Rob Zombie did a second Halloween as a way of getting revenge on the people who didn't like his first one? That the movie was meant as a big middle finger to all the haters of his first film? I wouldn't surprise me, but I wouldn't be surprised if he did that shit because he thought he was going to give more his other movies like T-Rex and what the fuck other movies. And that's the only reason he did it. I don't think he gave a shit. And fuck him for not giving a shit. I don't know about you, but when I see recent interviews with John Carpenter, I find it sad to see how he's kind of a curmudgeon nowadays and doesn't seem to care about anything anymore. What do you think? I don't really see that. I don't really see that. And if so, I don't blame the guy. I mean, John Carpenter has been shit on his entire career. The Thing flopped. People were screaming at him, calling him a pornographer of violence. Big Trouble in China, they fired his ass in Firestarter. Big Trouble in China, 20th Century Fox fucked him, not releasing the film much. I think about most of his classics. The Thing flopped. Big Trouble in China flopped. They Live Prince of Darkness, they didn't do much. John Carpenter's Vampires, which I like, didn't do much. Ghost of Mars I like. People took a big shit on. So when people shit on you and shit on you and shit on you, why the hell would you? And the way the things are today, I don't blame the guy. I don't blame him at all. What's your opinion on the whole thing with Spielberg and Rick Baker getting into a heated argument over the issue of E.T.? Do you think that really happened and Spielberg is really that much of a douche? I would not be surprised. I really wouldn't be surprised by that. I really wouldn't be surprised by that. And I have to do this. At least for a little bit. Shit. If you wonder what I'm doing, I have to do this because this is going to be a long one. And I'm going to lay down. Not much for lighting, sorry, but my fat cheeks. There we go. Yeah, this light is shit. So I'll do this. Fat rosy cheeks. Yeah, this was a big mistake. Okay. Nothing against you guys. It's my stupidity. Because it's almost 2 hours. I haven't even gotten through the PMs yet. Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, I believe Spielberg would do that. I wouldn't be surprised. I think it sucks. Um, I think Spielberg needs to eat some pieces of humble pie. Uh, I mean, look what happened with Poltergeist. So yeah, I believe Spielberg could do that. Not having a good version of a Poltergeist DVD special edition, that sucks too. This isn't really a question, but rather something I felt you'd be interested in knowing. I looked up the numbers, and it turns out that GMK was the highest grossing entry in the Millennium Godzilla series in Japan. You think as a result they would have done a follow-up, but which that film definitely deserved, but of course they didn't, and we got a lackluster movie and an even lamer sequel to that movie afterward. Well, that sucks. That's too bad then. I did not know that. Not sure why then. Hope this isn't too personal, but what's the sickest or most injured you've ever gotten? Mine has to be when I once got a case of strep throat that was so bad my uvula turned white and it hurt even to breathe. Probably my car accident where I got my eyeball scratched. And I forget which eye it was. It was so long ago now. But I got in a car accident and one of my eyeballs, the glasses actually scratched my eyeball. So I put drops in it, otherwise I'd go blind. So that would probably be the worst, is my scratched eyeball. Uh, let's see. Now, I know there was a time where I kept coughing so much, I coughed literally for like 4 months straight, 3 months straight, constant coughing. Uh, I once said that I actually saw a foreign DVD for Halloween 3 that had Michael Myers on the cover. Does that not sound like the worst case of false advertising that you've ever heard in your life? To me, stuff like that doesn't help the movie win any new films or quell its reputation. With foreign covers, it doesn't bother me. I mean, you have Robo Vampire, which they actually put RoboCop on the cover. Or you have a new Fist of Fury, where Jackie Chan, they put Jackie Chan's head on Rambo's body. Sylvester Stallone's body from the poster of First Blood with the gun. They put Jackie Chan's head on there. If you don't believe me, look up New Fist of Fury, Jackie Chan, and it's like a VHS cover. So they do that a lot. In the years between Rambo 3 and 4, where do you think Rambo went, and what do you think he did before ending up near Burma? Thanks for answering. You're awesome. Well, thank you. I'm not sure what he did. I really don't know. I really couldn't answer that. Sorry, I don't know. Brian Huff Jr. asks, what are your thoughts on a new Friday the 13th being made with shaky cam? I'm fine with a new one being made, but no shaky cam. I'm tired of shaky cam. Tired. What do you think of Army of Darkness 2 in the works? Well, Bruce Campbell said recently it wasn't in the works. I don't know. I mean, Sam Raimi, I don't really buy him. I don't really trust him. I'd be curious about it, but I don't trust it. If they ever did Freddy vs. Jason 2, what do you think the plot would be? I know there's talks about a darker remake to Freddy vs. Jason. I don't know where you heard that. I've never heard any talk on Freddy vs. Jason recently. Um, Freddy vs. Jason 2 has passed. You know, after Freddy vs. Jason, like a year or two after, would have been alright. Maybe with Ash from Evil Dead. But I think that time has passed. Not even I think that time has passed, and so I think it's too late, unfortunately. Made a Pork Chop Express asks, what names did you give the two kittens? Which I show in the video. One's Rocky and one's Garfield. I know not much, but oh well. Have you got any plans in the pipeline to do more fan discussions like you did with Predator 2, Icon Peace, and World War Z? Um, it depends. If like Jot Zero Cool wants to do more, I can't really think of any discussions. Like really. At least not off the top of my head. What do you make of Sam Mendes directing his second Bond film after Skyfall? I think that's cool because I liked Skyfall, so I'm fine with that. Do you have a favorite season or episode of House MD? I don't really have a favorite season or a favorite episode. I just really like the show, but unfortunately, I don't really have a favorite, like a particular favorite one. At least that I can think of. If you had a time machine, which year film would you travel back in time to? That's tough. I probably traveled each year and watched the movies in theaters. I traveled in 1989, watched Leviathan in theater. I traveled in 1990, watched Ninja Turtles in theater and Tremors and stuff in theater. So I travel each year. I couldn't pick a year. I traveled each year and say, fuck yeah, if I got a time machine, I'm using it. Action B Trash TV Online. Oh, thank you for the questions, by the way. Action B Trash TV Online. Have you seen 16 Blast with Bruce Willis? Did you like it? Also, what are your thoughts on Mos Def? 16 Plus I liked okay, but Mos Def to me was the big problem of the film, really enough. His voice. I don't even know how the hell he did his voice. Just look up the film, you know what I mean. Mos Def just had an annoying voice. In other films he's okay, but in that one, for some reason he decided to have this kind of... I can't even do the voice. Sort of like a voice like this, and I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Are you a fan of Starship Troopers? Yeah, I like Starship Troopers, okay. I like Starship Troopers, alright. What are your thoughts on Leon the Professional? Also, have you seen District 13, produced by Luc Besson, who directed Leon? Leon the Professional I thought was okay. Haven't seen District B13. Which movie is bigger shitfest? Showgirls, Battlefield Earth, or Rollerball remake? I say Rollerball because I really like the original Rollerball, and the fact that that was directed by John Martin, that remake, is fucking sad. So I would say the Rollerball remake. There's a new thriller called Black Rose, produced by Sheldon Lettish. Trailer's now available. Looks like shit. Can you please take a look at the trailer and give your thoughts? It's only a minute and 27 seconds. I saw that trailer. Yeah, it looked like shit. I don't know who the hell this new guy is. It's like a Russian guy or something. It's like you got Robert Davi and Adrian Paul and some other people. I'm like, oh, Robert Davi's in it. Matthias Hughes is in it. But unfortunately, it's in something that looks like shit. What are your thoughts on Rebecca Romijn and Jennifer Lawrence? I think they both suck. Sure, I can agree with you on that. I don't really care for them one way or another. Have you seen In Hell? Yeah, I thought it was a pretty decent Jean-Claude Van Damme film. I thought he gave a good performance. Have you seen Driven to Kill? I think this is a Seagal film where he tries to have a Russian accent and fails. But a lot of those Seagal ones sort of run together for me. Have you seen Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever? Do you agree Rotten Tomatoes ranking it the worst movie of all time? I've seen Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever. I thought it was okay. But as for the worst movie of all time, no. I've seen 100 movies worse than Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever. Including some Seagal films, like Against the Dark is worse. Driven to Kill, I remember that being worse than Ballistic Ecks vs. Sever. At least it has some, I think, decent action scenes. In fact, I would fucking probably rather watch that than fucking Escape Plan. Because at least that has action, unlike Escape Plan. I know originally one time that was going to be like Stallone and Vin Diesel. I wish it was. Worst movie of all time, though? No. Do you know that Stallone won the Razzie Award as the worst actor of the century for 99% of everything he's ever done back in 2000? What are your thoughts on Razzies in general? Yeah, I heard that, and the Razzies can suck my dick. I'm sorry. If you think Copland and Lockup and Cliffhanger and that he did such a bad job of them, then honestly, you haven't seen a lot of movies. The Razzies. They haven't seen a lot of movies then. They just haven't. So. For some reason, they always had a butt up their ass against Sly. I have no idea why, but fuck them. Fuck the Razzies. Michael Edan asks, who would win in a fight, the Hulk or the Thing? I'll probably go for the Hulk. Do you have an iPhone? Nah. What phone network are you and what's it like? I don't really use the phone that much. I don't even have a cell phone. What is your laptop brand or PC brand? It's a Dell. Well, actually, it's an Inspiron. What make is your TV? RCA. What is your favorite type of favorite color? I would say red. Favorite type of clothes brand and why? I don't really have a favorite clothes brand. As long as they fit, it's fine with me. What is your favorite social networking site and why? I guess YouTube, because I can make videos on YouTube and talk to people and talk to my friends on it. Let's see. Do you have Twitter? No. What do you do for fun? Watch movies. That's really the big thing, watch movies. I like to write. I like to play video games when I do get a chance to. That type of stuff. Retro Caretaker 53 asks, what's your favorite sci-fi film? It's horror, but it's still sci-fi. John Carpenter's The Thing and The Blob from 1988. I put those in there. Have you ever watched the Twilight Zone TV show and what are your thoughts? Haven't really watched the Twilight Zone TV show that much. Who's your favorite vampire character? Probably Blade. What do you think about the upcoming Terminator remake reboot? I think it's bullshit. Just end Terminator. Terminator 3 I didn't care for. Terminator Salvation was in. The Sarah Connor Chronicles I didn't give a fuck about. End Terminator. I don't need to see any more Terminators. It's done. It's done. Would you be interested in seeing Michael Biehn, Linda Hamilton, in another Terminator film? Not really. I don't know. No, I just leave it alone. Do you think James Cameron will ever come to his senses and make a great film again? No, because he's too busy making Avatar. He's going to do Avatar 2, 3, and 4. That's literally his plan. So, nope. Not at all. But thanks for the questions. This is from John 0Cool1389. Which I have... Alright. Hope things are going good for you. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. Here are my questions. 1. Are you a fan of Don Johnson? If so, do you feel he had the right qualities, potential to play more characters a la Dead Bane, and could have transcended to being a lead man for more films? Yeah, I like Don Johnson, especially Dead Bane, and yeah, I think he could have. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe it was drugs. Maybe, I don't know, maybe he fucked up somehow. Fucked with the wrong man's wife. I don't know, but yeah, I like Don Johnson, and I think he could have. I really like Dead Bane, so I would like to have seen him done more. 2. What are your thoughts on the upcoming Dumb and Dumber 2? I hope it doesn't suck. It's cool Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels are doing it, but I hope it doesn't suck, because I don't trust the Farrelly brothers. Because I can't remember the last good movie they did. To be honest, Dumb and Dumber is really the last film I truly liked of theirs. Maybe Me, Myself, and Irene. I like that one too. What are your feelings on this grudge between Seagal and Van Damme? Will they ever get over their egos and put in the past? It's not Van Damme. Van Damme has been done with it for a while. In fact, if you watch like interviews for Expendables 2, he even says, hey, Seagal should do Expendables 3. And he's talking nice, but and he even goes, yeah, but he doesn't like me. So Van Damme is not the problem. Seagal's the problem. So if you want to blame someone, blame Seagal. Van Damme has been over it for a long time. Seagal is the one who's got the ego as fat as my cheeks. In your mind, if you had Mount Rushmore of action stars, who would you put up there? Probably Stallone, Schwarzenegger, Van Damme. Dolph Lundgren, or Chuck Norris. I'm not really sure. What the fuck is Adam Sandler doing? It seems he's gone downhill as of late with these shitty movies. I don't know what Adam Sandler's doing with. I really don't know. I don't know what his deal is. Adam Sandler just needs to quit for a while and think about it. He really does. What do you use for films where you put from favorite to least favorite? 85, 88, 89, 90. I don't think I can because each one has these really good movies. Like 85 has Rambo 2, Rocky 4, I think Commando. Or was that 86? No, I think 85. Because 86 was Cobra. 88 had The Blob and Die Hard. 89 had Leviathan and Rambo 3. And 90 had Ninja Turtles, The First Power. I mean, I couldn't really put a favorite, least favorite. Man, if I had to pick a favorite, I guess maybe 1990. And then 1990. I couldn't really put a favorite to least favorite. I really could. Sorry, I can't really do that. Thoughts on the upcoming John Belushi biopic starring Emil Hirsch? I have zero interest in it. Have zero interest in a Belushi biopic. Zero interest with Emil Hirsch. With a remake of Red Dawn, Point Break in the works, and now a TV series on Ghost being developed, why does Hollywood continue to piss on Patrick Swayze's career? I have no idea why. I don't know why they keep doing it. I don't know why they won't leave him the fuck alone. I think it's really shitty. What's next? A remake of Steel Dawn? For fuck's sake. I think they just need to leave it the fuck alone. They really do. When they also going to remake The Time of My Life? When they going to remake that too? But yeah, I don't know why. Top 5 Christmas films? Let's see. Christmas films. Jingle All the Way. Scrooged. I mean, technically, well, stuff like Die Hard, Cobra, Gremlins, Lethal Weapon, technically those are Christmas films. So, Die Hard is a Christmas film. But I'm not sure if those will count, like Die Hard, Cobra. Technically, those take place around Christmas. But if you don't, then Jingle All the Way, Scrooged, Ernest Saves Christmas, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, Home Alone, stuff like that. Shit. How would you rank the following sequels from watchable to just plain abysmal? Halloween 5, Cyborg 2, Jaws 4, Superman 4, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Of those, honestly, the most watchable, I guess, would be Jaws 4. And then I guess Superman 4 just for Christopher Reeve, even though he doesn't save it. Then I guess Mortal Kombat Annihilation. And then I guess Cyborg 2 and Halloween 5. Halloween 5 I think is the worst, as well as Cyborg 2. But of all those, honestly, Jaws 4 I could watch more than any of them. But they all still suck. But thanks for the questions. These are from Darren Marquardt. I was wondering, what are your thoughts on these films if you've seen them? Underworld Evolution. I actually did a video where I reviewed Underworld Evolution. And actually, no, that was Underworld Awake. That's the second film, isn't it? Underworld Evolution. Is it? Is that the second film? Yeah, that's the second film. Whoops. I didn't mind the second film. I thought it was a bit better than the first film. So I didn't mind the second film, Underworld Evolution. That's My Boy. Didn't see. Funny People. Wasn't funny. It was way too overlong. Too over dramatic. Just didn't care about Adam Sandler's character. Really didn't care for that film. Superbad. Had fun. That was pretty funny. Thought Jonah Hill was pretty funny. The Losers, I was actually pretty surprised by. That was a pretty entertaining film. The Change Up, never saw. I Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry. That was a pretty mediocre, pathetic Adam Sandler film where him and Kevin James pretend to be gay. Yay. Tropic Thunder I thought was very funny. I still really enjoy Tropic Thunder. I think it's a very smart. I think it's a great flick. Great cast. Grandma's Boy I thought was okay. Righteous Kill I thought was a piece of shit. It's a waste of putting Robert De Niro and Al Pacino together. Just like Escape Plan. The Da Vinci Code I thought was okay, but it's a bit too overlong. Wedding Crashers, and Into the Blue is one of those not really kind of films. Kind of forgettable movie. Samantha Hamilton asked some questions. How can you tell if an actor or actress is over-exaggerating or overacting in a movie, and how can you tell if they are not? It's just how you perceive the movie, how you perceive the scene. If they're hamming it up, it'll be obvious. When you're wondering and asking, then they're probably not doing it. But if it's so obvious that a blind man can see it, then they're overacting. How many movies do you think you can watch in one day? 3? Yeah, about maybe 3. What is your favorite time of the day to watch movies and why? At night, because that's usually when I'm not busy. And yeah, usually at night. And then if I want to review it, I just record it. Why do you like movies more than video games? Just personal interest. Who would you rather see beat up the Teletubbies and the Tweenies? Ninja Turtles or Power Rangers? Ninja Turtles just because I like them more. Will you ever send out Christmas cards and birthday cards to your subs, yes or no? No, because wildly enough, I got over 4,000 subs somehow. So that's 4,000 Christmas cards. So unless you want to give me the money, then no. What's your favorite female superhero and why? I don't think I have a favorite super. I really don't have a favorite female superhero. I really don't. I don't care. Catwoman, she's not really a superhero. I mean, Elektra, no. Storm, no. I really don't have a favorite female superhero. I really don't. Do you like this time of the year? Not much, because it's too cold and I hate the holidays. In America, what time do they stop giving out candy on Halloween night? I don't know. I never give out Halloween candy because no kids come around here, which I'm fine with. So I wouldn't know. Why is Halloween such a big deal to Americans if it's only for one day a year? You got me. I don't do anything for Halloween except like maybe watch a movie or two. That's pretty much it. But thanks for the questions. Joe Raz91 asks, in your opinion, is the 25th anniversary Blu-ray set of Die Hard worth getting? If not, then what do you recommend is the best edition of Die Hard films to get to someone who doesn't have it yet? If you don't have the Die Hard films at all, then yeah, get the 25th anniversary. You might as well. It pretty much has the features on the older ones. The only problem is Live Free or Die Hard is the rated PG-13 cut. It's not the unrated cut. So if you want that, you don't have to get that separately. So the 25th anniversary Blu-ray set for some reason does not have the unrated version of Live Free or Die Hard. Just has the rated PG-13 version. I don't know why. But, it does have the first 3 films. And got pretty much all the features from the older versions. And it's got a bonus disc with new features as well. No interview with Bruce Willis, but he's not on the older stuff either. So yeah, if you don't have them, it'd be a good bet to get that and then buy the unrated Live Free or Die Hard by itself. Love your reviews and rants. I have a feeling that your worst of 2013 will be your best rant yet. Keep up the great work. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. And now, the PMs are done. Wow. Oh. All right. Now we get to the actual comments, which are over 100. But it's pretty cool because it's pretty humbling that so many people actually give a shit what I think. So thank you so much. So let's get to the questions from the actual video. Iceman1188851 asks, I've been watching videos since your Rambo Raft channel, your original channel. Oh, thank you. You got me into watching movies and collecting them, and I love how you're not afraid to speak your opinion. Any tips on collecting movies? Pawn shops. Also, I shop at Go Hastings. It's a online website. Because a lot of the movies are like $1.74 or $1.62 or $1.99. And then shipping for each film is only $1. And then during holidays and stuff, a lot of times they'll do like 30% off of that. Or free shipping. And the shipping is only $1, while on Amazon it's $4 for each thing. Obviously, like over $35 for like certain items, but Go Hastings it's always $1 for each item you get to ship. And then if you wait till it's a free shipping, then even cheaper. So, and then again, the movies are like $1 or $2. They're like $2. That's really the best bet to collecting movies and find them very cheap. Also pawn shops as well. Which is a lot of pawn shops, they'll do like 10 movies for $15 or so on and so forth. Will Ferrell #1 asks, do you like the movie Swamp Thing, Return of Swamp Thing? Not really a big Swamp Thing fan, to be honest. Do you like the actor Titus Welliver? I don't know who that is. What do you think of the 1994 movie Clifford starring Charles Grodin and Martin Short? I hate that movie. I think it's a shitty movie with a shitty premise with Martin Short. Oh, I'm a little kid even though I'm Martin Short. It's like the whole movie's, everyone is supposed to believe, we're supposed to believe he's just a little kid. even though it's fucking Martin Short, and he acts like a kid. It's aggravating, man. Aggravating. Are you a fan of Beethoven? Beethoven Second. I barely remember those films. I remember the first Beethoven being okay, but I don't really remember. I don't think I've seen the second one or any other ones after that. Hamish Valeri asks, I think it's okay. Yeah, 4 questions. If there was a Simpsons, oh, hey Matt, keep up the great videos. You're one of my favorite channels. Oh, thank you. If there was a Simpsons character you'd get rid of, who would it be? Simpsons character to get rid of? Who would it be? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. I can't think of a character I would want to get rid of. Have you heard of a director named Uli Lamel? He makes overballs seem like Alfred Hitchcock when it comes to movies. I've heard of Uli Lamel. Haven't seen a lot of his films, but I do have heard of that name though. Seems as though people have supposedly seen it. Do you believe in the Mothman? No, to be honest. Until I've seen it, I'll believe it. Have you heard that they're going ahead with the Hellraiser remake and Doug Bradley is returning? Yeah, like Clive Barker is like writing or directing it or something, and I don't know why. I really don't know why. You had fucking 9 Hellraiser movies. What more can you do? 9 Hellraiser films. The concept got old by part 3. And I like part 3. And they made 9 of them. And you don't do a remake? Doug Bradley was in most of those sequels. They didn't save the movies. What the fuck more can you do with Hellraiser? But yeah, I don't look forward to that. Jan Hall asks, do you like the Ninja Turtle 2012 series? There's certain stuff I don't mind watching that. I don't mind the voice actor of Mikey. He grew on me. Maybe because he didn't fucking say Booyakasha all the time. He said like the first or second episode and he's quit that shit. Which I'm like, okay, that's cool. So he grew on me. Voice of Leo, Jason Biggs, never had a problem with. I like that he watches this show, which is pretty much the Star Trek animated series. Pretty much. Thought that was kind of a cool touch. And Leo is not as much of a dick as, say, the CGI movie. Some of the action scenes I don't mind. But yeah, I still have a lot of problems with that. Like, Raphael is the biggest pussy on that show. He might as well... Like Van Damme would say on Double Impact. What was the line in Double Impact? He's a faggot. Yeah, I'm drunk. Tomorrow I'll be sober. But he'll always be a faggot. That's why I want to see Raphael. Is like... See? Faggot! I can't help it. I always love that quote from Double Impact. And I don't mean that as against people who are gay. I just say it because it's a funny quote from Van Damme because of his accent. But I hate Raphael in that show. He is a pussy. I swear to God, he cries more than fights. He's a fucking pussy. He cries more than he fights. He's a fucking pussy. And the family treat everyone like shit. Raphael gets like a fucking sting in his stomach. So what does Mikey do? He looks like he has like a chainsaw is ready to go in his stomach, and it's a joke. Everyone's laughing. The whole family. I'm like, what? Like, Christ. Give me the 2003 series, please. And Raphael was just like, oh, there's a cockroach. Yeah, the one in 2003 was icky about bugs, but he didn't fucking run away and not help his family because of it. Raphael in 2012 is a fucking pussy with a capital pussy. And Sean Astin sucks. He's the worst voice actor for Raphael I've ever heard. He does not fit. Fits as well as a fucking square peg in a round hole. Do you like the villains Titanus and Lord Drade from the 80s cartoon later seasons? Not really. Not really at all. Did you piss off any actors? No, not any actors. At least not yet. Have you seen High Spirits 1980 film? Haven't seen that one. Dale Jester 13. What remake should be made? What remake should not be made? For should not be made, not all of them. What remake should be made? I mean, if they remade that shitty ass Guy Pearce film Lockout, make it good, or remake Carnosaur, or if they remake Tombs of the Blind Dead, or there's a film I like called Super Hybrid, also known as Hybrid, about like a killer car film. If they remade that with a bigger budget, I would not be against it. Tyler Barwick. What would be a great idea for Die Hard 6? Dear Full Circle. Bring his wife back. Bruce Willis sees his wife. You know, they're all seeing maybe if they can work something together. Bring Bonnie Bedelia back. And I don't know, have it be on Christmas again. You have it be on Christmas again, and they're I don't know. Then a shopping mall, and terrorists take over the shopping mall. I don't know. And then have the movie end full circle. He's with his wife, and they see their 2 kids, and they have a Christmas dinner. That could be the last of it. That's how I would do, though. And bring a good director. Bring Rennie Harlan back or something. Have you ever met anyone that recognized you from here? Never. What is your favorite color? Red. Mark Clayton asks, have you ever thought of reviewing more Jackie Chan Jet Li movies? Yeah. Just depends on time. Draven G. Favorite type of music? Probably rock. Especially 80s rock. Like AC/DC.